This is the Driveway Happy Hour, a podcast that celebrates the humor in everyday life. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the big episode number 3. Woo!
Yes, number 3. The downloads are increasing daily.
Yes, it's spreading like a virus. No pun intended. No pun intended. Sorry about that. Anyways, if you'd like to reach out to us, we appreciate some people have done that. Our email is, you can reach us at cheers@drivewayhappyhour.com. That's cheers@drivewayhappyhour.com or info@drivewayhappyhour.com. And the reason why I mentioned cheers, Peter, because of course, off the top of the show, if it's called the Driveway Happy Hour, we have to first identify what we're drinking this week. And, you know, that's an important part of what we're doing here.
Yep.
So
here we go.
Cheers to everybody.
I spent some time in the aisles with
Sierra Pine, Cabernet Sauvignon.
Death Shopping 2000.
Right. Death Shopping 2020.
Yes, there it is. That's from a store called Lidl. Is that how they pronounce it?
I think it's Lidl. I'm not sure. Lidl.
Lidl.
Lidl. Yeah.
Sierra Pines Wine Company. It's $2.95 because I'm
okay. Cheap. All right. Does it have alcohol in it? Or is that just is that flavored hand sanitizer? Okay. On the other end of the spectrum, not much. This is where most bottles of wine are sold in this country at the. Well, it's normally $9.99, but it was on sale for I think $6.99 at Food Lion, my local Food Lion. So anyway, so this is what I'm drinking is a Mark West Pinot Noir, and that's kind of been my go-to Pinot Noir as of late because it's interesting how you can drink some wine for a little while, then all of a sudden it just doesn't taste good anymore because I guess the year changes, the vintage changes. I will point out, if you look at this, let's see if you can see it on there or not, but it is a 2018. This is a pre-COVID-19 bottle of wine. So I know that it is safe.
I tell you,
I could bathe myself in this.
When it comes to the grocery store, it just really, I don't think it matters really, the date.
Oh, you mean grocery store wine?
Yeah. I just don't think it matters. The only time it ever matters is when if the grocery store has it on sale at half off, that wine has gone bad. They know it's gone bad. They're just trying to move it on out.
Still good. Good.
Oh yeah, no.
We all.
It's excellent.
Good. Yeah, wine is no good after you've opened it. I don't think. It doesn't keep very well. So I'm going to try to drink most of this today during this podcast. Sorry.
Yes. Well, normally at the top of the show, you know, you say I'm Frank and I say I'm Peter.
Oh, yes. I'm Frank.
And I'm Batman. And the reason I say that is, are you starting to dig deep to find something to watch, you know, in the evenings now? I mean, I've seen everything on Netflix. I've seen it all on Amazon Prime, you know, Hulu. So now we're beginning to redo the big catalogs. You know, we did Harry Potter, we did Star Wars, we did, and now we're starting to look at the Batmans. And last night was Batman Forever. That was, to me, one of the best because it had Val Kilmer as Batman. Right. Replaced Michael Keaton, who I didn't, you know, wasn't my favorite.
Every time I see Michael Keaton now on television and I see his lips and his nose, because that's what you see of Batman in that outfit. I always look at his lips and nose and go, that's the Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah. Then you had Tommy Lee Jones playing Two-Face, which I did as a
That was Dick Tracy, right? Is that Dick Tracy?
No, that's in Batman. He plays Two-Face.
Okay.
And I did that for Halloween one year. Went in the back, you know, one side of the face is normal, and then the other side of the face is real mangled. And so I had the special makeup and all that. I'm in the bathroom. I'm putting that mangled face on, and it's all different colors. And it took me about 2 hours to get it on there. And then I went out and I put on the outfit. And now I've got the mangled face on the wrong side. So I had plain clothes on this side and the mangled face. And then
Oh, you had it opposite.
I had it backwards. I had to pull all that mess off my face and redo the other side.
That's
Uh,
really two-faced.
oh, yes, it
That's
was.
really two-faced.
Jim
Hey, I was gonna.
Carrey was the Riddler in
Yes, that's how
excellent.
that was like
And
25 years ago.
yes, Nicole Kidman, played the love interest. Nicole Kidman is one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood
Got a good
in
agent.
2018, 2019.
Good agent.
Yes.
Movie catalog.
Oh my gosh.
That's how bad
Pluto.
it is.
The
Pluto
Pluto has
TV.
been around a while.
They got some stuff. All I'm gonna say
They
is they
do.
got some stuff. They even have some live channels. They have live news channels. I think NBC News Now is over there, and a bunch of other channels. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you absolutely look, if you're trying to make ends meet, and you can't afford Amazon or Netflix or whatever, Pluto TV is free, and
Yeah.
it's got all these shows on it. It's not bad. I mean, try it. Try it. You'll like it. One thing I do want to mention real quick. We started talking about our drink at the top of the show, and we wanted to do a little contest, if you will, with no prize because we're on a low budget. But we want to know what your drink of the week, your preferred driveway drink of the week is. And we're going to start it off with, we've already talked about the wines we're drinking, but somebody sent me this recipe that I thought it'd be kind of neat to try sometime soon because it's getting hot down here where we're at. We're in the South. It's called the Skinny Margarita, if there is such a thing. It's real simple. In a shaker, you just add 1 jigger of Cuervo Gold tequila, or whatever your preference of tequila is. Use a half a can of Minute Maid Light Lemonade. See, that's where you're saving all your calories there over the normal mix. And squeeze in the juice of about 1/4 of a slice of lime. Add some ice to it. Shake vigorously over your shoulder. Then pour into a chilled salt rim glass. And then they say to float a pinch of salt on the top and enjoy. That is the Skinny Margarita recipe. That's our recipe of the week for you to try. So give that a shot.
Ooh, anytime you start talking about tequila, look out now.
Yeah.
I
Women.
can't drink it anymore. I drank it a lot at one point, and I'll break
See,
out in hives the minute I do a shot.
it's one thing if you do a shot. It's another thing if you're like drinking it in a margarita. I don't think does it affect you that much.
Yeah, I can't do it. No, I'm
You used to
even.
do shots of Goldschlager all the time.
Yeah, I don't
Remember
do
those
that anymore
days?
either. Yeah, no, that's a heaver
You know,
too.
there's a there's a guy on social media. I'm trying to remember his name. He's an African American dude. He's a bartender. Does a lot of fun party punch recipes and stuff. And he was doing a segment that had a not had Goldschlager in it, but it also had what is the oh gosh, I can't remember. It's the Irish liqueur that people do shots of.
Jaeger.
Jägermeister. Yes.
Jägermeister, yes. Yeah,
He's
the
like, I don't
bottle
understand.
itself warns you with that "Oh my dear God" on it. Yeah, you don't. Jaeger makes you stupid. You'll find
That's
yourself up a tree with no clothes and your driver's license duct taped to your rear end. Don't
right.
drink the Jaeger.
Well, his point was, he goes, every time I mention Jägermeister, half the people in the room go, ugh, but they keep making money.
No, they
Can't
can't.
understand. How do they do it? It's like, is that become like the dumb idea that sounds better after you've had a couple of cocktails? Let's do some Jaeger bombs. Sure.
Yeah, well, it just happens. It goes fast. But after I found out how many calories were in it, I had to stop doing it. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, try that Skinny Margarita.
Oh, all I can do now is vodka. So just straight vodka. Throw it back.
Dude, you were on tape right now drinking wine, and you just said, "Oh man, all I can do is vodka." You mean
Well,
vodka
I'm
shot?
not supposed to be doing the wine, but I did it for the broadcast today.
Now that is a lie. It's a lie. You've been doing it for lots of reasons, not just for this podcast.
Okay. Well, we had our own driveway happy hour earlier this week, and that was fun. That was fun.
Yes. Well, yes.
Was,
That's
it was
right.
sort
We
of
did.
Yeah, it's sort of rainy, so we kind of had the garage door
The
open
garage.
and kind of sitting in and out, and then a couple hours into it, Frank says, "Hey, you're inside my 6."
Yes, you're inside my six. You can't get
You're
too
inside my
close.
6. You can't get too
Inside
close.
my six.
I had
That's
to back
right.
up.
Safe
I had to back
distancing.
up.
and all that stuff. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Hey, you got to. Thankfully, you have a clean garage, and you were able to take the car out. But a lot of people, when you drive around now, a lot of people got some crap in their garages. Have you seen your neighbors? I mean, it's like what? It's like an episode of Hoarders. I mean, they just got all the stuff. They just got all the stuff inside the door. I mean, people, use this time to clean your garage out.
All right. Since you brought it up, we were going to do this another time. I'm going to do it right now because you could call me a hoarder, and that's not my nature. But when this stuff broke out in mid-March and everybody was running to the store and buying toilet paper and paper towels, not moi. You know what I went to the store and got?
What?
I bought medications because something in my head said, if you're going to get flu-like symptoms,
Right.
Go get flu-like medications. Let me tell you. Let me read this to you because, for the people that are watching on YouTube, and by the way, we got our YouTube channel up. Episode 2 is there for you to watch. It was our first one. It's raw. It's not pretty, but it's there. So if you want to see what we look like and what's going on in the studio,
just, go on YouTube and search YouTube for Driveway Happy Hour, and it comes right on up, and hit subscribe.
I noticed you're wearing your polo shirt today.
Yes.
We suggested that maybe we step up a little bit if we're going to be doing video.
Yeah, my sister up in Philadelphia said I should wear a nice polo shirt instead of T-shirt, but we didn't know we were going to be on camera, so I've cleaned up a little bit behind me, but not much. Go ahead.
Here's what I bought. Instead of buying toilet paper and paper towels, I bought 200 chest congestion and cough relief tablets. I have 48 allergy relief tablets. I have 30 vapor soothers and a bottle of VapoRub ointment. 36 Alka-Seltzers, 24 chewable Peptos, 24 BC powders, 100 ibuprofen, 24 nighttime cold and flu severe caplets, maximum strength, 2 maximum strength nasal sprays, which, by the way, those are expensive
and probably hard to find.
80 liquid-filled Advils. But the most important thing on my medical shopping list was 38 ounces of kitty treats. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, in the beginning, there was a lot of lists going out on social media saying, if you're going to the grocery store, you need to have the supplies as if you had the COVID. So in their mind, you think, okay, when I'm sick, what do I like? When I have the flu, what do I like? So, I bought. They tell you to buy Pedialyte. They tell you to buy, like you said, to buy some kind of fever reducer. I have both Tylenol and Advil.
I thought I was going to treat the virus with this chest congestion.
You never know.
You're not going to treat the virus. Have you seen what this thing does to you? Oh, no, this was nowhere near. So
that was not going to help.
What am I going to do with this? This is going to expire in my cabinet.
I wasn't going to mention it, but the other day when we were at the Driveway Happy Hour, Peter was so kind to say, "Hey, man, I ordered cases and cases of paper towels and bathroom tissue. Do you need any?" And I said, "Well, I mean, I got some, but I mean, if you're offering, so right here, this is the this is the stuff right here.
Yeah,
you have
that is the Amazon
the Coastwide Professional.
No, those came from Staples. That's where I found Staples, but there is the Amazon brand toilet paper right there. And let me tell you, you're going to get what you expect from Amazon. That is not going to be, it's going to be a little.
It's a little scratchy.
Well, it's not bad, but at the same time, it's also not very strong. So you may end up.
Okay. We don't have to go into it. We don't have to go into it.
You understand? Okay.
I got you. This quarantine stuff, as we're in day 67, I'm not sure what day it is. It's been a lot. But we were talking the other day, and you were telling me how, if this is the way that retirement is going to feel like, that you didn't want to retire.
No, if this is it, if this is retirement, and I don't want to retire. I'm not retiring. You cannot be in the house with your mate 24/7 and just stepping out for some groceries, and you just can't
That
do it.
that be the extent of your social interaction.
Oh yeah, that's just not. That's not.
I
You
don't think
can't.
it's good for you. I think it's good to have different interests and to go out and, I mean,
Yeah,
have different
yeah.
groups. We all have different groups of friends. I think, we have friends that don't know
Well,
the other friends and whatnot.
oh, I understand that. I'm not talking about the friend. I'm just talking about being at the house, doing the things that you thought you would enjoy doing that you're not getting to do. Like I've got a
Right.
whole side thing going on eBay that's been tremendous. Uh, and training the kitty with things, and so I mean, but no, no, got to have some work, got to have something to
It is too
complain
much.
about. I got to have something. It's too much.
It's
It's too
it's
much.
too much. It's too much. And you start thinking when you're home, you're looking outside too. So you're looking at doing things around the yard, and that's what I was doing. I've cut down a bunch of bushes. I've done a lot of yard maintenance that I've been meaning to do.
Yeah.
And then I started working on this project where I noticed this is going to roll into the dumbest thing I've done in a decade. Okay. This is a story that you tuned in for today. Trust me, because we've all done something stupid like this too. So, so I'm home and I noticed one day in the ceiling that there's a little water discoloration, right? And I'm like thinking, do I have a leak in my roof? What's going on? So, I go on YouTube and I've become very educated all about roofing and how to determine a leak and all that stuff, right? So I go in the attic and I'm looking around, with the flashlight, can't find no water leaks, no water stains, nothing. Then I read somewhere that, as a roof ages, the vent pipes that go through your roof, that vent your plumbing system, they have a rubber gasket around that.
Yep.
With age, it recedes, and that becomes a place water can get in. And sure enough, that's what was happening, right? So also online, Home Depot threw me an ad and said, "Hey, get these vent cappers. They're like $4 a piece and
How did
stop
they
all
know
the
that?
leaks." Right. So I go to the Home Depot, do the curbside pickup. I get my little vent toppers. I set it up with my daughter and her husband to come over on Sunday to help me, to hold the ladder while Dad goes up on the roof. All right. I want that to bake in for a minute. Okay. You see
Doesn't
what
sound
I,
right. This doesn't
I'm not
sound
skinny.
good at all.
Okay. I'm not skinny. Right. This is like a 200-pound lollipop going up the ladder here. So
Being kind.
right. Yes, I am. Actually, I am. I'd be very conservative too. So of course, YouTube is my source for everything. Do you do it yourself? So I go on there and I find out the proper way to mount and dismount the roof. These guys these roofers have been doing this for years. So they scamper up the ladder. They have the right equipment. They got the right sponge shoes. They got everything, and they make it look like it's no big deal. It's like walking across the threshold of your house is how they get on a roof. Not a big deal, right? So I think to myself, this is no big deal. The last time I remember being on a roof was probably 20 years ago at my mom's house, and her house is huge and has like a big flat roof, right? Well, I have one of those roofs that's kind of pitched up a little bit. So single story, but so it doesn't look, it's maybe 13 feet up. I'm like, well, no big deal. So I get on the ladder. My son-in-law Joey is being just a great help, holding the thing tight for me. So I get up to the top, and my ladder only protrudes about maybe a foot and a half over the edge of the roof line. So that's what I'm going to have to work with, getting on and off, right?
Right.
So I get to the top. I get off the ladder, no problems. I get on the roof, and I suddenly realize this is the single most stupid thing I've done in a decade is to get on the roof, because once I got up there, the roof is, it's older roof. So it's very slippery. All right. I have on some sneakers that I didn't, I forgot I wear sneakers. It's grippy. Well, these are like old sneakers because I didn't want to mess up my new sneakers. So the plastic's kind of hard, and it's just slipping. I can't
You don't
even
have slip resistance sneakers.
no.
I guarantee you don't.
No. I put on jeans and a long shirt and everything, and had garden gloves on, to give myself a lot of, protection.
Yeah.
But I suddenly realized
Mess
I
up
can't
that
even.
manicure of yours.
Yes. Don't want to do that. So I go to stand up and I suddenly realize this is not happening. This, I have no grip. As soon as I start to try to get up, I slip. I didn't go far, but granted, I am 2 feet from the edge. And the only thing keeping me from going off is my foot up against the ladder. And so I'm trying to keep a low center of gravity. I'm almost laying down on the roof. And I hear Joey call up, "Hey, you want me to do that?" And I'm like,
Yes,
well,
I do.
well, I do, but it wasn't safe for anybody. It just, I mean, unless you got the tools and whatnot, you don't belong on the roof. All right, you just give it up. Don't get on the roof. It's not worth it. So here I am. I'm stuck up there. I have my phone in my pocket. I'm now thinking of calling the fire department to get me off the roof. And I'm thinking about, well, how could they get a ladder truck back on the
You're
side?
like a kitty stuck in the tree. Oh,
Right. Exactly. Exactly. There are, you know how when you get frightened in life, like truly frightened, like right before, like if you just almost get an accident and you don't, those frightening moments. So I am like frightened right now because I think, well, I'm going to get off. All right. So I had a canvas bag with all the tools and stuff, materials I was going to use. I throw that over the side and say, guys, I'm coming back down. So as soon as I put my foot up and start kind of relying on that ladder a little bit, it's an aluminum ladder. It's moving because, quite frankly, I mean, there's not enough pressure on it to keep it up against the house, for my big frame. So Joey's smart about these things. He said, "Let me kick out the bottom of the ladder a little bit more to get some more pressure on it." I'm like, "Okay." He says,
so now you have no ladder to hold on to.
Right. He says, stabilize yourself. I'm going to move the ladder. I'm like, okay. Hold on a minute. So I scooch up I scooch up the roof a little bit, and I'm now laying prostrated flat on the roof because I'm so worried about sliding off, So I'm laying there. He moves the ladder around. He gets it back set up again. And then I kind of put my foot up against. I'm like, man, it's still, if I start sliding off this roof, the amount of pressure you have on it, it's not going to keep me from falling off. So meanwhile, it's a beautiful day. And all the neighbors are out in the yard. And I know they're looking at them going, what is that fat ass doing on his roof? Luckily, they were outside. So I tell Lauren, it's going to be embarrassing, but go collect the neighbors and get them to come over here to hold this ladder. So thank God for my lovely neighbors. They all came out of their houses, a couple of neighbors, and they're all holding that ladder tight for me now. And,
oh my gosh.
Ladder only protrudes about a foot, maybe a foot above the rim of the shingles right there. So, and where the first rung is actually up against the house. So I can't get my foot all the way across that skid. It's just my tiptoe. Right. So I'm trying to, so at some point
you got to go down 2 steps off the edge. Oh my gosh.
It comes to the point where you have to, and I'm scared of heights anyways. Or my brother put it a better way. You're not scared of heights. You're just scared of falling. That's what I'm scared of. So at some point you have to gather all of your courage and swing your body around, and I have big feet. So it's like just the tippy toes with these crappy sneakers on, and I'm like, oh God,
Need the boots on.
I either going to get off this roof or I'm going to injure several neighbors all at the same time when I fall on them. So praise God. I got off the ladder. I swung around. I was able to get secure footing and climb down the ladder. And all the neighbors like, oh, that's no big deal. They're like, I'm not thinking to myself, y'all don't know how scared. I'm like having post-traumatic stress disorder still to this day, because when you look up stuff on YouTube, it keeps sending you videos of roofers getting on and off roofs. I'm like, stop.
I know. I'm not doing any of that.
So anyways,
you could have been a Looney Tunes cartoon, is what you could have been.
I was like Wile E. Coyote,
That's right. You were the Acme Roofing Company.
That was it. That was me. But thank you to my daughter and my son-in-law. They were there for me, and the neighbors. And I called a reputable company, and they're coming to fix everything up. But I tell you, all of us have done those times. I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he's like, man, I've done that before. He was talking about one time he was helping a neighbor out power wash, right? And he has one of those houses that has like a 2-story house, and it had like this one corner that he couldn't get to, and he had to crawl on the roof. And suddenly he realized, again, what a horrible idea that was. We all, because he was by himself. He didn't have anybody there to help him. So I'm thank you, Jesus, that I had somebody there to help me out. So during these pandemic times, when you're at home and you think, oh, I can do that, you can't. Don't do it. Back away and call the professionals. Don't do it. Don't do it. Coming up, the good news about binging chips and booze like we're doing here on the Rona Lockdown. So stay with us. It's scandalous. We'll also find out how a famous actress feels about women of a certain age dating younger men. It's all coming up after our own Liquid Lockdown refill break on the Driveway Happy Hour. Welcome back to the Driveway Happy Hour, the podcast that celebrates humor in everyday life. We're taking a refill break. That's what we were doing. So I'm going to need to do this here real quick. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, wow.
Delicious.
Wow.
Rocket the Pinot Noir.
I can tell you right now, this drinking wine is fine, but we're going to end up doing shots on here.
Yeah, eventually we will. We'll have to do like we'll have to promote a special midnight broadcast and do that for all the party people, do it in real time. I don't know. Speaking of booze, there is good news about binging chips and booze on the lockdown. If you've been turning to cocktails and Cheetos to cope with the coronavirus pandemic and you have days upon days spent at home, you're not alone. A recent Harris poll found that 20% of people were drinking more and 40% were eating more, myself included in that, eating more snack foods than usual, and it's likely we'll be chowing down with even more vigor as the Rona lockdown continues. But a new book claims that alcohol and highly processed foods aren't as bad as you may have been led to believe.
Yeah, this is the kind of book I'd like to read.
Right. As you have found, they talk about coffee was horrible for you. Now it's not so bad, But according to a recent new study, it says that it's a French study, and the French are good for a lot of things. Oui. Published in the Journal of Internal Medicine, JAMA, as it's called, that looked at the impact of processed foods on life expectancy. Processed foods on life expectancy, and they found that it only affects about a year of your life. It takes a year off of your life for eating a lot of processed foods. And for some people, maybe that's enough. I mean, maybe, eating ranch Doritos is okay. Cool Ranch Doritos. If it only takes in your whole life a year off your life for eating processed foods.
Well, it'll only matter to you when you get to be 89. And you're wondering, dang, I wish I hadn't eaten all those hot dogs.
Well, would you happily eat a few extra Cheetos in exchange for 1 year of extra life? Would you stop eating all junk food? Well, actually, we all kind of are in a way. We're trying not to.
I have already done that. Yes.
Even kettle chips. Even kettle chips.
I love my chips. Miss it. All I'm eating now is those pork rinds, and I'm learning how to doctor those up. And I found I found pork rinds that you can microwave, so you can actually have hot pork rinds.
Oh wow, that's probably good.
I get the spicy ones, and those we're enjoying those, but
it's hard. It's hard. I'm trying to. I probably gained 4 or 5 pounds during the lockdown. I'm trying to lose weight, so I've started doing the fasting thing where you eat for 8 hours, then you fast for 16. So when I get up in the morning, I just drink coffee, and then I don't eat till noon, and then I eat like a banshee from noon till 8 o'clock. And it does help. It does help. And I will say, in the mornings when you get up and you don't have to fix breakfast, it's you can get some things done in the morning maybe you wouldn't have before. So right. It's not all a bad thing. So eat your chips with pride and know that it's not really that big of a deal. I guess it's everything in moderation. Another thing that's come up recently, we were talking about older women dating younger men. Why is it that when guys do it and they're rich, it's eccentric, and almost expected? I mean, look at Alec Baldwin. He has a much younger wife.
Right. It's perverted. He's a pervert because of that.
Well, hey, look at Jerry Seinfeld. He has a much younger wife. Cindy Crawford's ex-husband has like a 21-year-old girlfriend now. And maybe that's what there's an article recently about Kate Beckinsale, who's an actress who is of a certain age, so to speak. She's they listed here, she's 46 years old, and she just ended her relationship, which I didn't even know about this, with the SNL comedian Pete Davidson, who's 20.
Yeah. And she dated a friend of mine before that.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, do tell.
24 years different.
Wow.
You've met him. He's a comedian, Matt Rife. performed at the Comedy House when he was 18 years old. Dated Beckinsale when he was 21.
Really?
Oh yeah, he had some advice for Pete Davidson.
Oh, so her name should be Kate Kate Epstein.
No,
No. No mail about that. Just kidding. It's okay.
Matt's advice, and this was on TMZ. Matt's advice to Pete Davidson when he learned that Pete was dating her: run.
Right. Well, like for instance, on Fox News, Dana Perino, who's host of co-host of The Five and does her own show earlier in the day. She's, I think, maybe her late 40s, early 50s at best. She used to be, before all that, she was press secretary for President Bush. And she married a guy, Peter, who is 70 something now.
Right.
And she chose not to have children, but she loves it. I mean, she just, they met on an airline flight one day, and it was serendipitous how they met, but they've been together for years, and there's some age between them. So I had a sales manager one time who had a much younger wife, and they had it work, and I don't, for whatever reason, it just wasn't an issue.
Well, Anna Nicole Smith made all that popular because everybody thought she was, she didn't care about that guy. She was just trying to get his money. And
oh, that was
huh? No,
that guy was like really old, like barely a pulse.
What?
That's a little different. You talking
they
about
weren't
Anna
in
Nicole?
love? Yeah, they weren't in love.
Well, okay. What?
Okay. Well, sure, they were in love.
That made for some rough images, though. It didn't look like they were going out holding hands, walking to the beach. It was more like she would, roll his wheelchair, make sure she was in the wheel. Just saying.
Speaking of old.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of old, have you seen where Rat is doing a commercial for Geico? Now, would you call that the ultimate sellout when the band Rat is doing a Geico commercial?
Man, I call that the ultimate agent finding a job for them. Come on. What do you think? How many reunion weekends can Rat be doing right now? What song did they even do? Can you remember?
Yeah,
what song was
Round? Round and Round.
That was them.
That's it.
Round and
round.
Yeah. Don't sing it. We don't have the royalty rights. That'll get us in trouble. And there's a new study about how cannabis can help prevent coronavirus. Now
we're talking.
Before you do the weed,
I wasn't listening to a thing until now. Go ahead.
Okay, that's good. That's right. As you roll up another one, or vape, I guess would be the thing, or have a chewable, or whatever you do, or if you like it the old organic way. Before you do that, understand that if you read the study, that's the headline. That was the headline. Cannabis can help prevent coronavirus. That was the headline. So everybody's clicking that thing. What?
Server crashes.
Yeah, all the way 2/3 in, you finally find out that it's a certain type or strain of marijuana, starts an S, called Citon or something.
Okay. I'm hip with that.
It's only a certain strain, but it's not the THC in it that does the trick. It's just the CBD oil. It's the certain strain of a certain plant's CBD oil that locks down some pathways for the virus getting into your body. So they're still going to do more research on it, but apparently getting a buzz is not going to get you away from the Rona.
I tried the CBD oil. It did nothing. I don't know what it was supposed to do, but
I know a lot of people
I put it in my coffee for a while, and I was like, did it improve my mood? No. Did it, make me skip longer every day? I don't know. Nothing.
Some people feel like it. I guess it's like anything supplemental, right? Like if you take supplements, it depends on the quality of the supplement, where you bought it. Because let's face it, you can buy CBD oil at the Starvin' Marvin, or you can buy it at a specialty shop. Right. I hope there's a difference in quality between the two. I hope.
I got mine on Amazon. So what does that say?
That's one of those things where you can say, well, more research is necessary. So all of you out there that are smoking right now, y'all are doing research, and more of it apparently is necessary. a lot of families are at home right now trying to figure out what to do with each other. And I saw this, saw this little piece. I think it was in the New York Times, and it was talking about family conversations. Like people are eating dinner, together more, because you're having to cook, so you're eating together. And it had some really interesting questions you can ask each other to kind of learn more about each other and see how you're doing. I'm going to give you a couple of these questions. These are some questions you could ask each other at the family table to enrich conversation, such as, what are 2 things you like about being a member of our family?
Oh, no.
Uh,
Okay. Go ahead
Criminate.
and ask that if you want to.
No, I'm not going to ask you. I'm just giving people some information. Another question is, what are two things other people can do to make you happy? You don't have to answer that. Please don't. What are 2 things you can do to make other people happy? What is an experience you've never told the family about?
C. No.
I'm the youngest of 9 kids. All right. So I've seen all my family members, dragging themselves back home after being out on the town. And I mean that in the nicest way. Final question. If you wrote a letter to the president or someone else about one thing we could do to make our country better, what would you say? That's a political one. So, I think those are great open-ended questions to talk about in a family environment.
Sounds like argument. It sounds like a big argument to me.
Well, see, that what you're doing is you're kind of giving us a tell about your family life a little bit by saying, are you saying when you're open? Are you saying when you're open it causes problems?
No, what I'm saying is that you should spend your time around the dinner table watching television so you don't talk. So you all can enjoy your dinner together.
Hey, a quick shout out to our furthest Driveway Happy Hour podcast listener, all the way in, I don't pronounce this right. It's Clichy, France. That's Clichy, France. It's spelled Clichy, Clichy, France.
Excellent.
And they're
maybe we should go there.
I wish we could.
And do a podcast.
I wish we could. Their top destination there in Clichy, France is the Pavilion Vendôme, if I pronounced that right. To our French fan, if you're up to it, just send us an email with your email address to cheers@drivewayhappyhour.com. That's cheers, CHEERS, cheers@drivewayhappyhour.com.
Like cheers.
Isn't that cool?
We're
now on and over, we're heard in over 97, 98 different cities across America right now. Quick shout out to locally here, a website, coladaily.com.
How about them?
That's right. So send us your drink recipes and any comments, questions. We're available at cheers@drivewayhappyhour.com. That's cheers@drivewayhappyhour.com. Peter?
If I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
All right. Until next time, survive, my friends. Survive.